Yo, 7-day exam planners, I'm checking in with you. I hope your exams are going smoothly. But I know that because we are in exam season, because of the nature of exams, sometimes things don't go to plan. And I know that you might have a few niggly thoughts in your mind at the moment where you wish something had gone better, or maybe you were doing your post-exam routine and, staying away from the people who talk about the answers, who try and maybe have a point to prove, or they're just talking about the answers just because they want to talk about the answers and that's what they do. But we don't do that. We stick to our routines, but maybe you overheard something and maybe it's just playing on your mind right now. And I just want to remind you of two techniques. Remember the black spot technique, the one where you've got that blank sheet of paper in your mind. You're drawing that black dot on that piece of paper in your mind, and within that black dot goes all the negative emotions, goes all the incorrect answers that you think were incorrect but might not be incorrect because the examiner is the only one who actually knows the answer, and they mark your papers later on in the summer. Put all the stuff that's happened this week to do with your exams and no longer matters into that black dot. Then, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, scrunch up that piece of paper, throw it over your shoulder. We've talked about that one before. Let's talk about another one though, one that perhaps comes at it from a different angle. So this angle is, or this technique is, the inner circle huddle visualization technique. Yeah, I've just made it up, but it works because it gets you to put things into perspective, and all of a sudden exams seem a lot less stressful, and all those things that could have gone a bit better seem a lot smaller and insignificant. So for this psychological technique, all you need to do is close your eyes, think for a minute or two, and just list out in your mind the few things which really, really, really do matter to you in life. And these are the big things, not little things like exams. These are the big things, like people, like ideas, like activities, hobbies, experiences, things you want to do, values you hold dear to yourself and that you want to try and aspire to. All those things, list them out. You can start letting ideas pop into your head, but then also take a piece of paper and just list them out. And you want to come up with about 11. That's the size of a footy team, a hockey team, whatever kind of team you want to be looking at, a cricket team. 11 people roughly in that team. You can go for a small number if you want to. I just like 11 because I call it the inner circle huddle, so it's got that kind of sport vibe to it. And you should have those things listed out. And look at them on the piece of paper. Look at, they should be big, chunky things that you really do value and think are important. And all of a sudden, when you think back to what's happened this week, good or bad, it all seems pretty insignificant, weighed up against those things, the big things in life, which you can continue to impact, improve, and strive towards. So, now you've got those 11 things down, you should be able to put what's happened this week into context. And it should feel a lot smaller, a lot more insignificant, and allow you to feel a bit more in control of the big picture. Because remember, life's a long, long game. You're just at the start of it. You're barely in the first. If you want to break it down into quarters, you're barely in kind of halfway through the first quarter, even, really. And that's true. So put things into perspective, get positive, use those two techniques, reset if you've done well, or if you haven't done so well in your opinion at the moment, and go into tomorrow with a great attitude, execute the routines within the 7-day exam plan, and go again, and keep going. That's what exams are all about. It's all about, during this halfway stage or whatever stage you're at now, it's all about sustaining that momentum and pushing through. And you'll thank yourself for it at the end. I'm checking out.